Hi, it's Joanna Hunter here, and I'm joined by one of my beautiful students and clients, the gorgeous Cindy Porter. Cindy, come and tell people what it is that you do in the world, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I am an animal artist, if you can't tell by my surroundings. And I am now also an Akashic Records guide. Thank you to you and your wonderful education this year.
I love it. So, how did you first jump into my world? Because it's been about just coming up for a year now, isn't it?
Yep, it is. It's probably actually could even be just over a year when I first started. I learned about you from an artist friend of mine, Julie, who you knew and who knew you through another group originally. And she introduced you to us all in that art group that I'm in, the Blooms, and it went from there. I can't even remember which I signed up to first, whether it was my $1 million experiment or Lightweb. Not sure which one it was first, actually. Now thinking
That's
back.
okay. That's okay. So
it was one of them.
Your journey has been absolutely extraordinary. I mean, so you jumped in, you did jump into Lightweb, you did jump into $1 Million, but you also became a BeMagic Experience lady.
I did.
So you decided to do our year-long program, which is the BeMagic Experience, and you're still going through that at the moment. We've still got loads left on the year. Tell us what that's been like for you in this year, because it's, you've been so dedicated in the way. Cindy lives in Australia, so some of the classes that she could have gotten replay, she has been really hardcore and turned up for them, even though they're maybe not on the most best time zone for her, but your dedication has always blown us away here.
Yeah, well, I figured when I made the decision to join the BeMagic Experience for the year, I decided that if I was going to do that and invest that amount of money, I was going to be all in. So that's what I've done for the year. Amazing. So if the class is at 4 o'clock in the morning, I turn up at 4 o'clock in the morning. If the class is at 1 a.m., I turn up at 1 a.m. Oh, sorry, this is Henry. He always comes.
I love it.
Always comes to butt in whenever I'm talking. Come on, dude. You've got to sit down, mate, please. Sorry.
Okay.
We don't want his butt in the camera, that's all. Anyway, that's Henry. That's my life. But yeah, I made that decision that if I was going to invest that much in my future, I was going to be all in for that.
I love it.
So that's why I've always turned up. Plus, personally, I've found that experiencing everything live has more impact than replay for me. So being in that original energy is much really better for me. So fantastic. I've always wanted to show up live. But the year has been amazing. It's really hard to put into words what a difference it's made in my life. Like I had no idea about anything when I started, even though I might have thought I did, but I really didn't. I definitely had no idea what the Akashic Records were at all, and now I am certified and I can take people on amazing journeys and guide them back to the Akashic Records and all sorts of things, and it's just unbelievable. I enjoy that so much.
And you've been able to incorporate that with your animal paintings as well, haven't you? Because like one of the things that we love is that you can help people in the Akashic Records meet their spirit animals, and then you'll paint their animal for them. Like, how cool is that?
It is super cool. It is super cool. And the most interesting thing about it has been, like, as you can see from my paintings behind, I don't necessarily paint animals in their natural colors. Sometimes I see them in different colors, and it's just an intuitive thing. And it's not all the time. Like, sometimes I see them normal, like the giraffe there. And then other times it's a green gorilla. His color was green. It had to be green. He was always green. That's George, by the way, the green gorilla. But he was always supposed to be green. And what I've discovered is doing this Meet Your Spirit Animal and doing the paintings for people is that I get glimpses of the animal's colors when they meet their spirit animal as well. And it's
I
been
love that.
really awesome to listen to my clients, because I ask them how they see them. Do they see any colors? What do they see? And it's been really awesome to see how my seeing the colors is matching up with what they're seeing, and things like that. So it's been
Amazing confirmation as well, right? Of how deep you're
absolutely.
able to take a person, because this is the way we teach Akashic Records, is that you can actually take a person on the journey, as opposed to a lot of Akashic Record readers just tell you what's what and you don't get to experience anything. We do it differently. We take our peeps on the journey, and they get to see it all and feel it all and experience it all, and like they're there with us, and we're just literally the guide in the records guiding them through. So it's so incredible, and I love that you're getting that powerful confirmation. You're seeing that color, and you're saying then to your client, what colors are you seeing, and it's matching up. I mean, that's just, that's how you know that you're both there, right? Without a doubt.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
when I get the tingles all over.
it is, it's just so magical. So this journey, on a life level, you walked into this journey as one woman. We still have time left on this, that you're a part of the year, but you have really shifted. And you were saying it was difficult to really describe. Is that because you feel like it's been a kind of very all-encompassing thing? Because I feel like the way that we teach the mastery of life is that there isn't really an area that doesn't get affected of your life.
No, that's very true. I pretty much walked in, I was a pretty broken woman when I walked in. Been a lot of
Hard stuff.
Crap in my life. Prior to walking in, had gone through some really difficult times. So I was pretty broken. I had no idea what I wanted to do at all with myself. I had no direction, no idea about what I even enjoyed pretty much anymore. Apart from painting, I knew I liked to paint, but even that I was struggling with at times. So the journey to through all the different courses and study and everything I've done with you, it has been all encompassing, because it's not only been personal inner growth and getting back to myself, reconnecting with source, and all of the things with that, but it has also been business opportunities, like with the Akashic Records, education and certification, and then with divine planning, abundant profits, are like ways to then move that into a really profitable way of putting my business now out there and everything, which I'm still working on, but I've still got time. Evolution and growth over a lifetime.
Love that. Perfect.
So
do you feel like that hurry in life has diminished?
Yes.
Sorry, I just spoke over there, but like, that hurry in life, like where you feel like you're not achieving fast enough and all this, but like being able to lean into that evolution and growth, has that been life-changing?
It has for me, because I always felt under pressure that I had to do things, and I had to. And I was one of those people, I could not literally sit down and watch a movie without doing something that I felt had to be done. So I would never actually just stop and relax at all. I never gave myself that opportunity in any way, shape, or form. Whereas, much to my husband's surprise, we actually sat on the couch the other night and just watched a movie together. And like he said, this is so nice. We haven't done this in years. And we hadn't. Like, we had got ourselves into that position where we were just hustling all the time, nonstop. Yeah. So like in every
Feel the
aspect
piece
of
of
our
that.
life, it has, we've, yeah, completely changed. Everything has changed.
And this is one of the things that I love about you, because you've also shared that things like your husband has also shifted as well, just from what you've been learning, and he's shifted and things like that, which has been really cool as well to see, because this is one of the things is that when we go through such profound changes, it kind of filters to the people around us as well.
Absolutely.
And so it is. I'm excited. And at the moment we're in Unity, going through Unity, and which is a beautiful program. But do you have a favorite program that you've gone through, or do you have favorite bits in each program, or what's been?
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I've really loved pretty much everything that we've done, so it makes it tough. I do think that maybe Akashic Records is my favorite, probably because I knew nothing of it before I started with you in any way, shape, or form. Like the first time I heard somebody talk about it, I didn't even know what it was.
Okay.
So what the records were or anything. So I think probably to go from not, I'm sorry, I should have turned off my
That's
noise
okay, no
makers.
worries.
Yeah, to go from not even knowing about it at all to then being able to actually guide people through the records and things. That was just such a big shift. I think that probably has to be right up there with a favorite. And I think maybe Lightweb, like my real beginning of things as well. I think they're probably my two favorites.
I love it. Lightweb's amazing. It's so
It was
like it
eye-opening.
switches the lights on, literally.
Exactly. It was eye-opening for sure.
It is, and it's one of, and with Akashic Records, of course, these are lifetime access. So even though you've jumped into a year-long container doesn't finish there, right? Because you get in that BeMagic experience, you get all the lifetime access courses. So we're going to see you next year and the year after, and as we keep growing and things like that, which is so beautiful. And that's one of the things that I really love, is that I get to support you guys for just a longer period, rather than it's just like, oh, well, here's the 6-week course and that's it, that we actually get a proper time to be in that spirit of evolution.
I can tell you that the lifetime access, yeah, because I did Lightweb before I jumped into the year long. And I can tell you that the lifetime access was what pushed me over the edge to actually sign up to Lightweb. The fact that I knew that it had to be pretty good if I could just keep doing it and coming back each time, that there had to be more to it there. So yeah, that was one of the, when I was still, that not sure if I know you enough yet to trust you all the way sort of stage of things, how it is.
Absolutely, like it's human nature, right?
Yeah. And that sort of bit just gave me that extra reassurance that that I could put more faith in you being around and you staying around. And I wasn't gonna shoot my money or anything like that.
Exactly. Well, that's really,
that's
a really valid point, because I think some people really, they're looking at that and they're thinking, well, I don't know this lady off the internet and I don't know, but I do really love that certain programs that I have, not all my programs, some of my programs are year access, some of my programs are lifetime, but the lifetime access are the unity consciousness pillars that we teach. And I love that you can, because it's information you're never going to be done with. I mean, like, I cannot imagine a time in my life that I'm going to be done with the knowledge inside, like, with from my own personal life. And, you know, and you probably find that once you come to that knowledge yourself, you feel that way too, you know. It's literally like a manual for life. So
Yeah. Well, I know, like you said, we're going through Unity at the moment, and I pulled out my book, which happens to be here because we're going right through it, because I printed it all out the first time.
Oh, amazing.
So I went back over it. Like, I've started to go back through it as we're going through it again. And like, you know, I can see from the first time that I went through it, I have dealt with some of the things that I have listed. And then there are some that are coming back up again that, you know, have shifted but not completely done yet. So, you know, working on those.
You're just going to the next layer now, right?
Exactly.
This is it.
Exactly.
And yeah, I love that, because that really shows that evolution as well that you've been through. Like, oh wow, I totally dealt with that. Like that, I didn't even think that was a thing. And you know, and I've dealt with that, but now we're moving, you know, through, and then we're saying, oh, but I haven't really, you know, I haven't done and got all that one yet, and we're just moving through. But that's really beautiful to be able to see that progress. If you were speaking to someone who is maybe looking to join the BeMagic year, or you were looking, somebody was looking to join one of my programs, that, you know, you've been through the majority of my programs now, so what would you say to someone if they were sat there on the fence and they're wondering whether, you know, will I, should I, you know, what would be your personal experience that you would share with them?
I've already shared that with a few people, and they've jumped into different programs for you already.
Thank you.
So I say that I tell them that, well, first things first, because one of the usual things people say to me, or the ones that have approached me because they know I've been working with you so much, is, you know, what's it really like, you know, what's it really like, and like, you know, are they really pushy, is it this, is it that? And so the first thing I always reassure them is that there are no hard sales pushes with anything.
Sorry,
That doesn't
my doorbell.
Yeah, I said that doesn't happen, because I try to convince them, if they're not sure, to jump on a call with you, like I did at the start, because I found that was fabulous. The free call, just to see and to see what is the right direction to go in and everything. So I've tried to convince a couple of people to do that, recommended that for you, because I think that for me really helped me at the start. But I just tell them straight out what you've done for me, and you've literally turned my life around, from the deep dark hole that I was in before I came into your world, to now where I can say that I'm happy most of the time.
Beautiful.
I didn't know what happy was for a long time before that, with everything that had happened and everything.
Yeah, because you'd had been through a lot, and your husband as well, you know, there'd been a lot of illness and things like that, and just coming out of the other side of that. I mean, it's, you know, we often joke that we should have done before and after photos with you, because you just,
it probably would have been
like, you literally glow now. There's this glow around you, and you know, and you didn't have that when you first started, you know, because you were literally had the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty well. Yeah, I did. It amazes me still. I still get amazed by things because of the things that you've taught me, like how there's still lots going on in mine and my husband's lives at the moment, but those things don't stress me out now. They don't wear me down. The things that, you know, used to really trigger me, and I'd get angry and upset and snippy and everything, barely even bother me most of the time now. all these sorts of things are just so different. It's just such a better way to live.
That sums it up perfectly. Just a better way to live. Because I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm like, I did all those things, got really snippy, got really narky, little things, like tiny little things that I look at now and think that is just tiny, would have me so triggered.
Yep.
And then no, you just listen, you're just gonna have to get up earlier in the morning if you want to grab a little now.
Exactly.
And I think that's so beautiful. I mean, and you've been such an incredible student, and just really embodying the lessons, like really working with the work, and all of your results, they're your results because you've put the work in, right? You've listened, you've applied, and that's for me, that's been an absolute pleasure to be your mentor for this year and just see how much your life's blossomed. And and I was freaking out when I heard how you were going to work with the Akashic Records, because I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
It is cool. It's even cooler now that I'm doing it.
I know, it's amazing, and I love it. I love that you're sharing and that gift that you've tapped into, and such a beautiful affinity for the records, but to be able to combine it with your painting and your art and everything, it's just genius, and I love it. And I love that, isn't it funny how that intuitive piece was already there, that some of these animals were already coming through in their soul colors, and they were all already coming through like that, but we didn't really know what to do with that, and now it just makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does. It all sort of comes together. And see, every time you talk about that stuff, and every time I talk about that stuff, I get all the tingles all again.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It really does get me all excited. It's
so that's a really good indication that you are exactly where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
So we are going to wrap up here, but I want to say thank you so much for trusting me as your mentor. It has been a pleasure for me to walk with you this whole year and to see all of your transformations, to see all of your growth, to see you step into your personal power. That has been so beautiful. And thank you so much for recommending us as well. That has just, thank you. I'm really deeply touched by that.
Thank you. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me in my life and my hubby's life, basically. So the feeling there is very mutual. I'm very, very grateful. And I'm very, very grateful to my friend Julie for the bringing us into your world.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that's a wrap.
All right.